Yes, they have a very fast pace. They have good finishes. They are good on the counter attack. They have all of those. Bayern Munich have all of those. But the midfield, now the battle is going to be in the midfield as it stands. Whoever wins the midfield takes over the game. Can Real Madrid capitalize on that, and can Valverde step up? Can Jimmy Carragher step up, and also all of those other players? If they can step up and then play their role properly, then I think there might be a chance. But it's going to be a very tough one to go all the way to Germany and defeat Bayern Munich, let's say 3-1, or they have to score at most 3 goals to qualify. That would be giving them a 4-2 aggregate, or 2 goals. They must score 2-0 or 2-1. But if that happens, that means extra time down to penalty. But nobody knows, nobody can tell what the outing would be. And then Sporting CP, will they come back? Arsenal have an advantage of 1-0, and Arsenal will be playing at home. Sporting CP will be traveling to, is currently in at the Emirates, and then they'll be having this matchup. So, can they come back? Yes, we all know that Sporting CP is a very big team. The way they came back against Bodo Glimt, the first outing wasn't so palatable because Bodo Glimt defeated them, I think 3-2, but they came back and then they defeated Bodo Glimt in the returning leg to qualify for this round. So we'll see, can they defeat Arsenal? Can Arsenal hold it down? Or will Mikel Arteta just try to gamble and then focus more on the EPL? Because this weekend still they'll be having another action against Manchester City. So Arsenal have so much on their plate as it stands. So which is it? Which will Arsenal take more serious? But I think they should just come out and play football. They have the depth, they have the quality of players. I think they should be able to, they should be okay. They should be fine. They're professionals. But for Arsenal fans, I think Sporting CP might come back, and a 2-0 or 2-1 victory is actually all they need. 2-0 is actually all they need, and then if they struggle and settle for 2-1, that's in favor of Sporting. That means the game goes all the way to extra time, and we've seen, Sporting CP play in the quarterfinal rounds. They played all through to extra time, and they have the energy to keep running and running. Can Arsenal go through all of that? I really can't tell, but we will find out all of this much later tonight. So moving on now, let's talk basketball quickly, as Marktown Flyers unveils 5 signings for the 2026 BAL. Nigeria's representatives in the 2026 Basketball African League season, Marktown Flyers, have strengthened their squad with a wave of new signings ahead of their continental debut. The Macaulay-based club confirmed the addition in their joint Instagram announcement, unveiling J.C. Butler Jr., Tariq Corbin, Ibrahim Doumbia, Ofa Ogunde, and Gracia Bakram as part of their recruitment drive. The new arrivals are expected to bolster the Flyers roster as they prepare for Sahara Conference scheduled to hold in Rabat from April the 24th to the 3rd of May. The Flyers head into the competition on the back of a remarkable rise within Nigerian basketball. Originally known for their youth development programs, the club stunned the domestic scene in 2025 when they defeated Rivers Hoopers 74-72 to clinch the national title. That triumph came shortly after the team acquired the rights of Lagos legend and went on to win the Nigerian Basketball League crown under that identity before rebranding as the Marktown Flyers. Within weeks, they had transitioned from relative obscurity to continental representatives in the world of basketball. I had Thomas, one of the guards playing for Marktown Flyers, in the studio with me, and we'll be having more conversations with them before they end up going on their trip next week. So we'll be having that conversation with them later in the week as we look to, get in the know of what they are set to do. So quickly now, let's get into the world of basketball. The play-in tournament is on. As you all know, we bring you highlights between Miami Heat and Charlotte Hornets, and also we bring you another highlight between Phoenix Suns as they were in action. So before we get into all of that, I have my guest who is joining us virtually all the way from Lagos State, Kende Salisu, who is joining us virtually to join us have more conversation in the actions we saw in the UEFA Champions League. Good morning. Can you hear me, Kenny?
Yes, I can. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Kenny. So I'm sure you are excited of the whole actions you saw earlier in the UEFA Champions League. So walk us through what you saw Barcelona did yesterday, and how do you feel seeing your own brother, Ademola Lookman, being the guy that scored the decisive goal that Thiago Simon needed to qualify for the semi-finals? Walk us through that.
Very happy for Ademola Lookman to start with. Barcelona have actually been talking tough. Hansi Flick, the manager of Barcelona, saying that a week ago, saying that the tie is not over, that Atletico Madrid was able to pick up that decisive first leg victory against them at the new Nou Camp. So it's quite disappointing, though, for Barcelona and Hansi Flick. But he believed that his team could come back, and why not? Barcelona is a force to reckon with right now, and they've been firing on all cylinders. But it's just a ghost, if I can put it like that, just seems to be haunting them in this Champions League, in their quest for Champions League victory, Champions League glory. And the same thing happened to them last season, where they went out against Inter Milan at this stage of last season in the Champions League also. So they won 2-1. I wasn't surprised when I saw the results, although I did not see the game. But the decisive goal Ademola Lookman got just dented the hopes of any comeback from Barcelona. And that red card that Barcelona had from Garcia, that was a nail to the coffin at the end of the day. But it wasn't to be. But I'm happy for Ademola Lookman. Let's see what he does for Atletico Madrid going forward in the semi-final.
Now, and looking at, everybody's obviously happy for Ademola Lookman, and Atlético Madrid has been getting so much engagement from the Nigerian scene since Ademola Lookman joined the team, just the same as Galatasaray since Victor Osimhen joined the Turkish league. Here in Nigeria, they're getting more recognitions, and these teams are beginning to get Nigerian supporters. Before, Nigerians get to support more of the English team, or at most, when it gets to the Spanish team, they get to support either Real Madrid or Barcelona. But this time around, they are getting more support and love from Nigeria. But let's talk about Liverpool quickly, as PSG defeated them home and away, 2-2 goals apiece. How soon do you think Liverpool would wake up from its slumber and try to see if they can qualify for the UEFA Champions League next season? Do you think they can maintain the number 5th position in the EPL as it stands?
They have some tricky games going forward into or concluding the Premier League season, and Manchester United is one of them, and some banana peel fixtures, if I can put it that way. It's going to be an Herculean task for Liverpool, actually, being that I still don't believe that they've hit top form, although they were impressive against PSG yesterday night, or they played PSG to the max, but PSG just used their prowess to get the victory over them. And at least something interesting we saw from Liverpool, and this we have not seen in a very long time from Ancelot's side this season. So I don't think it's going to be a race down to the last day for them to maintain that position. The team under them is Chelsea, and they will be playing Manchester United on Saturday night. But I really don't know how that fixture is going to go. But
Liverpool yesterday, we hadn't seen that in a while. It shows how depth and how good, PSG is. And some persons have argued, and I'm one of those on this table that is saying I think PSG can retain back this UEFA Champions League, winning the back-to-back. Well, we'll see how all of those, pan out, and as other teams are getting themselves, ready to participate in the UEFA Champions League. So we'll see how well all of this will pan out, how teams are getting themselves ready to, improved better and other activities too that is coming up. So we'll just follow through, keep monitoring. We'll be seeing actions later today in the UEFA Champions League still, where Arsenal will be taking on Sporting CP. They'll be playing at home. Kenny, if you can hear me, how do you feel? Do you think Arsenal would be able to capitalize more on the advantage that they have, or you think Sporting would have a comeback?
It can go either way, actually. I believe Arsenal can maintain it because they've been resolute this season. It's just this month that they have been, they've been swinging in a way that one doesn't understand. But it's going to be a tricky fixture. Believe me, it's going to be a tricky fixture. It's far from done. They won 1-0 in the last leg last week at Lisbon. But this is going to be a different kettle of fish. You earlier said Sporting Lisbon, they've been in this position before against Bodo Glimt, who were, to me, the revelation of the Champions League for this season. They lost the first leg against Bodo Glimt, and the second leg they came back to win very, very impressively. And they can pull up the same onslaught against Arsenal, although they are two different teams. Bodo Glimt is completely different from Arsenal. But Arteta saying yesterday that he's on fire. Let's see how far that fire goes to show this night. So it's going to be a tricky fixture, actually.
It's going to be a very tricky one. Like you said, yes, I was actually coming to that statement. We just hope that the fire does not take him out of the Champions League. The fire keeps him there. But let's look at Real Madrid and Bayern Munich quickly, because between those two now, one of those teams will be facing PSG. Do you see a comeback? Because we all know, and I'm sure you can agree with me, you're wearing a right shirt. I don't know if you're a Madrid fan, but looking at Real Madrid, they're a very good side, and they are the kings of comeback, they say. But this current squad, I believe in the era of Pepe, Sergio Ramos, we saw Modric, we saw the list keeps going on and on. Even the clutch guy Benzema, who can deliver at the 94th minute. I remember those guys. I can bank on those guys to do a comeback. But this current Real Madrid squad, do you think they have that depth power to be able to have a comeback against a team like Bayern Munich?
I think this.
We'll try to get Kenny back. I'm not certain that this Real Madrid team will have a comeback against Bayern Munich, but it's around soccer ball. It's around leather game. A lot is actually going to happen. Arsenal might just triumph over Sporting at home. Bayern might fall, and Real Madrid might come back, but still. They'll still have the team like PSG that's talking about Bayern or Real Madrid. They still have a team like PSG that they will have to, go against. So we'll see how all of this pans out. And I want to say a very big thank you to Kenny for taking our time to join us on today's edition of Talk Sport, all the way from the city of excellence, Lagos State. Thank you so much, Kenny. And let's move on and get into the world of basketball as we bring you the highlight between Miami Heat and Charlotte Hornets. This game ended in a dramatic fashion, and the man for the night was Bridges. Bridges had a crucial block at a very integral time that made sure his team Hornets qualify and stays true in the play-in tournament as teams are getting themselves ready for the playoffs as well. So quickly, let's bring you that highlight between Miami Heat and Charlotte Hornets. And I think that's how much time will permit us to take on today's edition of Talk Sport. I am Samuel Odi. I'll see you again as we talk more sports. Bye for now.
Mitchell goes down. Miller, kick. Bridges fires, connects for three. Tied at 7, early. Adebayo, hard to the hole. It rims in for Bam Adebayo.
They're just going at the rim every time down the floor. And then they'll kick it out and shoot spot-ups. That's how they score.
Ball! String music from the outside for LaMelo.
Wiggins is a guy with championship experience. 22 Warriors won the title. He had a great playoffs.
The veteran Bridges rejected by Ware.
Now Wiggins had a career year from three. Shot 41%.
With Diabate. Little help from White. And Bam just does it himself.
Well, Bam can bully Diabate.
Adebayo. One-on-one with Diabate. Active defender. Adebayo floats it in. 2 titles as an assistant. One with the Celtics, one with the Bucks.
He knows what it takes to win at a high level.
Knepel not making his threes, but hits on the spin to the rim. Ball trying to get around Fontecchio, splits defenders and gets it. Blocked by Fontecchio. Miami is running. Larson on a bounce. Back for Larson, and he lays it in. Jaquez with a heads-up play. Ball by himself for the throwdown. And Bam Adebayo is down. Very concerning.
Center on a very good shot creating guard, and he's able to keep him out of the paint.
LaMelo Ball lost the ball out of bounds. Last touch by the Heat.
They're not a team that can get it, that does a lot of scoring in the paint or at the free throw line.
That is the 14th foul on Charlotte. Jaquez takes it all the way in for the deuce. And a reload here for the Heat. Diabate trying to knock the ball free. Shot clock is down to 4. Jaquez has to make it happen. Jaquez nails it from deep. Ball now with 14 points and 14 minutes of action. Ball. Oh! LaMelo Ball! This is for Miami. Jaquez to the wing, Hero. Hornets get back defensively. Hero forces his way in for 2 and the harm. Tyler Hero now with 9 points. Balanced scoring for the Heat. Ball, a series of moves. Puts it in. Plus the foul. And in the second half of the year, he's seen those habits turn into wins. Hero. Splash on a 3.
His first 3 of the night.
Miller the answer. Yes, sir. Bridges faked the handoff. Oh, it's caught by Ware. He devoured it. Wiggins on the rack attack. Spin by Miller. And another block by Ware. He erases it. Jaquez to Wiggins. Big finish. Kel'el Ware has been the kryptonite. Ball. Ball fakes on a 3, gets it back from Kobe White, who's in. Ball the drive, the dish. James, extra. Miller, jab, jumper. He's got it. Williams misses on the 3 ball, rebounded by Larson, who's back in there for Miami. He's giving them good minutes. Early offense. Ware! Major throwdown!
Is on offensive rebounds.
Carroll looking for the lane. Kick. Mitchell answers. Bingo from the outside. Timer down to 10. White using the screen. Pull up pop.
Ware hasn't knocked down the long threes. He's been good in the corners.
Quick jump. Way off from Williams. Larson loses his footing and turns it over. There's no hesitation. Kaboom! Shot clock is down to 7. Mitchell takes a peek. He blows by Diabate and lays it in with the left. 2-1. We're down to 22 seconds left. Third quarter. Shot clock down to 4. Powell the drive. Oh, with the English. Full extension by Norman Powell.
Wow.
Ball forced to give it up. Another one. Oh, yes! Kobe White is not human.
Here in Charlotte, Bam Adebayo did not play. It was a close game until late in the third. He's really struggled shooting the ball from everywhere, though, his last 10 games.
Mitchell, he has just been a ball of activity. Another one with the offhand.
9.3.
White hits the heel. Huck has the board. Miami is running. Mitchell drives in. He's a one-man wrecking crew right now for the Heat. Miller a three. And Ware controls it. Get it ahead. Huck has lob it up. Oh, Wiggins flying to the rim. Ferocious finish and the foul. Mitchell crosses. Oh, that's nice. Davion Mitchell got him.
Well, and Charlotte's 0 for 5 from 3.
But blocked by Miller, grabbed by Ware. Powell fires away. Powell cans it. Miami up by 5. Powell, hard drive. Oh, the sweeping move. Powell. Bam Adebayo left this game in the first half with a lower back injury. Hopkins on the drive. Kick. Wiggins. It's money. Andrew Wiggins sticks it. Fans are on their feet here at the high. Ball with a kick. Extra. Miller nails it from the outside. Hero. Swing. Mitchell. Way off. Air ball caught by Ware. Chuck clock down to 3. Hero fires. Tyler Hero. A certified bucket. Hornets up the floor. Up top, Bridges wanted Miller to shoot it. Instead, it's going to be Bridges. And it's money. 22 seconds left. White working around. Miller fires.